Well, let's get more on the fighting in Afghanistan and speak to Ali Latifi. He's a journalist for the Los Angeles Times and he joins me live from Kabul. Good to speak to you. Can the Taliban maintain their territorial gains in the district of Sangin at the rate that they're going?
At the rate that they're going, it'll be very difficult for them to maintain their gains in Sangin, because we saw today, for instance, that NATO confirmed that the U.S. forces launched at least 2 airstrikes in the district, and they're saying that they're being very successful. So it's going to be very difficult for the Taliban to maintain these gains. But if the issue right now is that we're getting conflicting messages from the people on the ground and from the government about the situation in Sangin.
And what do the Taliban's successes say about the problems surrounding the Afghan forces?
The main problem right now is, there's several issues. For instance, yesterday the Minister of Interior and the Minister of Defense held a press conference in Kabul. And the interesting thing that most people noted is that the current Minister of Defense is an acting Minister of Defense. We still don't have an official Minister of Defense approved by Parliament to lead the country at a time of war. The president himself is also currently out of the country. He's in Turkey, which raises questions for people. Why isn't the commander-in-chief here in the nation while the fighting is going on? We also have an issue of the capability of the Afghan National Security Forces in terms of weaponry, in terms of training, in terms of assistance. For instance, now local officials are saying that just overnight the reserves were coming in and reserve supplies were coming in. But previously, just the day before, a provincial official was telling the provincial governor to start digging 200 graves for the Afghan National Security Forces currently stationed in Sangin that he said will die if they don't receive the aid that they've been waiting for, the assistance that they've been waiting for.
We often forget that in these areas there are a high population of civilians. There have been casualties. What's the sentiment of those who are trapped and are struggling to survive?
That's the exact sentiment, is this fact that they are stuck once again in between fighting between the government and Taliban forces. That I spoke to a resident of Sangin the day before, and he basically made the same comment that people always make when there's a fight for a district or a village, saying that people are trapped. You know, the injured can't get out, we can't get to them, and we ourselves have to keep moving further away from the fighting. And of course, what's interesting is we're stuck in a dichotomy where people are calling for air support, saying that air support is one of the things that can sort of take back some of the control from the Taliban and hold them at bay. But again, as we saw, for instance, with the situation in Kunduz about 2 months ago, you know, these airstrikes often leave a very negative impact on the lives of civilians, where they get hurt and injured in the bombings, or they are forced to flee because of the bombings, because their homes and their businesses get damaged in the bombings.
Okay, Ali Latifi in Kabul, thank you.